All right. Hi, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're joining from. And thanks, everyone, for joining. I'm very excited to welcome you to this session on African Tech Scholarship. The objective tonight is very simple, is to just create the awareness of the vast amount of opportunities available for African communities and the world of tech, and to share with you uh, the opportunities available for those who want to explore these opportunities. All right, so with that being said, let's kick this off. So I'd like to start by, let's talk about an introduction to technology. So as we're aware, the importance of technology cannot be overemphasized. So technology basically fuels our life, how we live our life, how we work, how we do business. you know, every area of our life is being fueled by technology. And technology actually is the backbone of a lot of businesses today. So irrespective of what kind of business you're operating, is it banking, financial services, retailing, it doesn't matter what kind of business it is. Technology is always at the back, and it's the backbone of these businesses. All right. So definitely, it's a very important part of our lives. It's a very important part, of every business. Now, the more important thing about technology is that it's a fast moving train. So, and what does this mean? It means that you either join the train or you are just being left behind. So it's constantly changing, and we are actually struggling to keep up with the pace. So if you want to be relevant, you have to be aware of technology. You have to keep up with it. Otherwise, you just don't leave you behind. So it's very important, but it's a fast moving train and we have to keep up with it. Otherwise, it just will leave us behind. Africa is a wealth of talent. So if you look around the world, you see Africans, we are doing great stuff around the world. If you look at, what we're doing in medicine, what we are doing in science, in education, Africans, we are doing great stuff. So Africa is a wealth of talent. There's no doubt about this. But unfortunately, when you look, in technology, we are still, grossly, underrepresented. And this is unfortunate. Now, technology is a great equalizer. So what do I mean by this? So technology gives us a play level field. So it's one field where, your color doesn't matter, for example, where your race, your sex, all these criteria doesn't really make a difference, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about your skill. So for those of us who are in the Western part of the world, when you hear other people talking, you talk about, racism, because because you're not white, this is why this is happening to you. But when we work in the world of tech, right, nobody cares anymore about your color. People care more importantly about what can you do. So it's an equalizer basically. So it gives everybody a playing level field. And that's why, it's very important for us as Africans, to step into this field where everybody has, a playing level field. So what we are trying to do is to create a sense of urgency, for Africans especially, because we are the ones who are grossly underrepresented in this field, to understand the value, the importance, the opportunities, and create a sense of urgency for us to be able to, adapt, these technologies. And again, that's one of the reasons why we have this session today. All right. Now, maybe we might want to go back and ask ourselves, so how did we get here? So how is it that as Africans, we are underrepresented? Unfortunately, because we face, a number of challenges. And the first one that I have here is awareness and exposure knowledge gap. So there's a lack of awareness. So when we talk to people, over the years, some of them, they are hearing for the first time, even these emerging technologies, they're hearing it for the first time, and what you don't know, you can't take advantage of. So there's lack of awareness about the potential career, opportunities in tech, you know, and that's a major barrier. Now, Africans were also, apart from the fact that we are underrepresented, even the few of us Africans who are in tech, we are also, at the mid level or at the bottom level. So we are not at the decision-making level. Now, you need to be at the decision-making level because these are the guys making the decisions. For example, who do we hire? So if you are just an engineer, you can't make a decision of who the company hires. But while you're an hiring manager, it becomes easier for you to hire your own people. So because a lot of us as Africans, we are still just, at the mid-level, you know, we are not able to influence decisions, that will support, the hiring of other Africans. And then we have limited exposure to tech role models. So very few Africans, have Africans as a role model. So a role model is somebody who has gone the road you want to go. So if you have like an uncle, a friend, a brother, who is doing well in tech and you are looking up to him, it's easy for you, to be able to follow the path he has followed. You can ask questions. He can tell you about the mistakes he has made. He can advise you on how to go. So the journey that should have taken you 10 years will probably take you 10 months. So these are some of the major challenges, that's been a barrier, to Africans, being at the forefront of technologies. And this is what we are trying to break, one student at a time. All right, thank you. And I just have some data here to show us, how grossly underrepresented we are. So I've gotten data, for three of the world's largest companies, but this does not only represent, these three companies, is a reflection of what we see across tech companies globally. So if we look at Google, for example, which is the second largest tech company in the world, for example, we could see that the whites, the Caucasians, they represent about 44%, of tech employees. And we could see closely following them is the Asian community. But we could see, way down below, Africans are just 8%. So with the level of skill and intelligence that we have as Africans, yes, it's a disgrace that we are here. With the level of intelligence, with what we are doing across the world. And if you look at Facebook, for example, we're even while the Asians even surpass the whites, our percentage has actually dropped to less than 4% in Facebook. And if you look at Microsoft, another tech giant, we're doing less than 5%. And like I said, this is not just only about these three companies. This is a reflection of what we see across tech companies globally. So as Africans, we are grossly underrepresented. Now, when you look at these graphs that I have here, you could see that the Asians are well represented. Not only, at the mid, senior level, but even at the decision-making level. Now, if you look at the CEO of Google, for example, he's an Indian. If you look at the CEO of Microsoft, he's an Indian. Now, the CEO of Facebook is not an Indian, but a lot of decision-making makers in Facebook are Indians. The CEO of IBM is an Indian. The second man in Apple is an Indian. So you see, so the Indians are well represented. And there's no reason why Africans cannot replicate what they've done. You just need to create the awareness. I want to start, one at a time. And again, for the women on the call as well. So just as the Africans are underrepresented, so are the women as well. So you could see globally, we have just 28% of the workforce in tech companies as women. Again, I've worked with women. Some women, if you don't meet them physically, because we work with global tech giants, where we don't get to see people, just work with them. We can work with them for years without seeing them. I've worked with some incredible women that, if they don't tell you they're women, you can't even know they're women. There's some women who are doing great stuff. There's a notion, people have some notion again, thinking that maybe in tech, and this notion is again what's stopping women from exploring this kind of career. They think maybe STEM, it's too difficult, it's not for women. So they might even feel insecure. But I can tell you that I've worked with women who are far, 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 smarter and better than men. So it's not about color, it's not about sex, it's not about race, It's just about your determination, your commitment, and how much you are willing to put in there. All right. So there's a global demand for tech talent, absolutely. So companies all over the world. So over 10 years ago, thereabout, I was a global tech lead for IBM, where my responsibility was to certify, our tech, employees. Where I want to employ, I have to certify that technical skill. I'm talking about 10 years ago, and we had, difficulties in finding the right skill, and that has not changed till now. Tech companies are still struggling to find the right skilled professionals. And what's the option for them? The option for them is to start to look, remotely. Let's look in Africa. Let's look in Asia. Let's look in the, in developing countries, because they understand that in these countries they are super smart guys there. So there's a global demand, but obviously they're looking for what? For skilled professionals. So you need to be good at what you do. If you are good at what you do, don't look for the job is looking for you instead. So there's a real demand, and that opportunity is waiting for you. A lot of a lot of other people, Africans, they've taken this opportunity, and they've changed their lifestyle. I'm glad to say we have two of them on the call tonight to share their experience, and hopefully that will inspire, some of us tonight. So why should you think of pursuing a career in technology? So obviously the first reason is high demand for this skill. So this skill is very dynamic. So unless you are living under the rock, I mean, you would have been hearing things around, AI, what AI is doing. Now, if you look at the risk is bringing to us. Now, one thing that keeps coming to us every time about AI is that AI is going to take our jobs. Now, that it depends on who you ask, right? Personally, I think we should use AI, to make our work better. But that is if you follow the trend and you develop yourself along that line. But like I said earlier on, it's a moving train. If you are not on that train, it's just going to leave you behind. Now, I'm going to go back quickly to the first slide that I've used. In the past, we have a graphics designer. In the past, what we do is, okay, hey, James, can you quickly make a graphics design for us? This is what we want. A couple of hours, a couple of days, depending on how busy he is, he turns up the design. I got this design in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So when we write content, we pay content writers to write content for us. Today, we don't pay them anymore. In 2 3 minutes, we got still content. So AI will definitely take some jobs, absolutely. But those who align themselves will use AI, to do their job better. So the point here we're saying here is that, we need to keep up, with emerging technologies. So, and that's why, irrespective of the field where you are, you need to start looking, at these technologies that are in high demand. And that's why pursuing a career in tech, is a good idea. So, like I said, high demand for the tech skills, competitive salary. So, tech offers one of the highest paying salaries. Nobody wants to work. Nobody doesn't like money. You want to work hard and you want to get well compensated for that. So technology jobs will compensate you well for your jobs. So what you'll be earning as a junior, for example, as a beginner, is what directors will be earning in other fields. To give an example, we have a lot of people on 6 figures. So imagine we have people getting out of college, for example, out of college, while their mates are struggling to find work, they're on 70, 80, 100K. How nice it is to earn that kind of money for something you love to do. And job security, because obviously there's a high demand for for the skills, the chances of you losing your job, of you being laid off, is very high, as long as you keep developing yourself. So definitely, these are just some of the reasons. There are a lot of reasons. The flexibility, there are lots of reasons. But absolutely, these are the key reasons why you should consider taking a job, as a, in tech. Obviously, if you're in the Western world, I say people are coming, I say people are, this is especially for Nigerians, the remote work, we know how difficult it is. I was speaking to somebody, in Nigeria last week, for example, and she was telling me, graduates, these are graduates, graduate, And then she was telling me the job she does, that she has to work Monday to Sunday. And when she told me the salary she was taking, I was shocked. And I asked her why, because there's no other job. Now again, when you're in this kind of field that are competitive, but other people that are there in Nigeria, there's some of our staff there in Nigeria. We are paying them dollars. Our staff there in Nigeria, we're paying them dollars. Not only our staff, they're working from home at the comfort of their home, earning dollars. Not only our staffs, there are lots of other people in Nigeria there at the comfort of their homes earning dollars. Some of them, they are being relocated, all expense paid trip, to travel abroad. So they said knowledge is power. So while some people are struggling to find a job, other people are sitting at the comfort of their house and they're making good money. That's why you have to understand, the opportunities, and then pursue it. So what are the opportunities? So we have to focus on 4 key areas. The different areas, but there's no point getting to something that doesn't deliver results because the result is the name of the game. So we're looking at create opportunities for people in the cloud. We're looking at 4 key areas, and the first one is cloud DevOps. Now, this is not a technical deep dive class. So it's an overview of the scholarship and the opportunities create. Now, if you are interested more, to see, okay, now which of these 4 areas should I go for, is good for me, do I, yeah, please reach out to us and then we'll be able to support you, one-on-one to advise you to find out your interest, your background, and be able to advise you. But whichever of this you decide on, yeah, they will definitely be a good one. So cloud DevOps, cybersecurity, obviously, we live in an interconnected world, right? And that brings a lot of opportunity, for cyber crimes. And obviously, again, when there's technology, the bad guys are there waiting for it. So with AI, it makes it even a lot easier, for these bad guys, to commit cyber crime. So as the increase in cyber crime increases, so is the increase in demand for the guys we need to protect our assets, the cybersecurity professionals. So you see, you're in a field there's high demand. And we talk about AI and machine learning is the future, and the future is now. So AI, like I said, our graphics designer's job pretty much gone. What's it called? Our content writer job pretty much gone. So AI is taking a lot of this job. So for those of us in the Western world, we go to the store today, there are no more physical cashiers. All those cashiers, instead of having 10 cashiers, we have machines now. We have one cashier, just 10 machines. So automation and AI, they're taking a lot of these jobs. But those guys who has those jobs, they've learned something else to kind of manage that automation. So they're not really losing their job as long as they develop themselves, along with that trend. And of course, data science and analytics. We live in a world where it's all about data. Huge, huge amount of data. How do we make sense of this data, for example? You know, so these are all really, really interesting, fields. They are in high demand and they're all well paid. So again, these are key areas. So reach out to us, I will to support you, to advise you on which one we think that you should go for. All right. So the Motiva Impact Tech Scholarship I want to talk about tonight. So the first one is, what's the vision behind this scholarship? So to be honest, uh, we are passionate about the African community. So about this time last year, the team at Motivalogic Academy, together with some of the alumni, we actually organized what we call African in Tech Scholarship. African in Tech Day, where we basically bring Africans, from different communities together physically, to show them that, guys, there is huge amount of opportunity in this field. Let's not waste it. Let's take advantage of it. So the vision is to increase our representation in the global tech markets. The Indians are there. They're taking over. So why can't we compete with them? If we're not smart enough, it's a different case. But we have worked with smart Nigerians. I know what Nigerians can do. I'm in Nigeria myself. So, like I said, we have the barrier, but we are breaking that barrier now. If each one of us can land a job and help break the barrier and bring somebody in, it's just a matter of time before we have, the expected, representation. And by by tonight, the objective again is that we want to help to improve our social class. So naturally, because the Western world is not our original home, right? So we come here, and because we come here, you know, we kind of like struggled a little bit, right? So you struggle a little bit. Now, especially if you are not in a field like this, if you end up in a competitive field, what you find out is that a lot of Africans, when we come here, we still end up in the low level jobs. Like I said earlier on, even those who find themselves in tech, we still end up, as junior, or mid level. What does this mean? It means that our salary still keeps us, in the lower brackets, of the social class. So, but as we enter into these high-paying roles, obviously our salaries start to take us, into the middle class, upper middle class. You start to have the kind of money that you can now start to stay in expensive areas, in areas where they think that, foreigners cannot stay. That notion that this place is not for foreigners, because a lot of foreigners cannot afford to buy houses there. They cannot afford to rent houses there. When we start earning the six figures that the white people are earning, we start earning the six figure or even earning twice what they are earning because they are not there. Your social class, start to improve. And that's the objective tonight. And we have done it for hundreds of people, you know. But, but you see, if everybody is doing what we are doing, it's just a matter of time before we start to feel the effect. But again, tonight the objective is to create the awareness, and then more importantly, no matter how much we talk, no matter how much you are inspired, if you have financial, barrier, what can you do? And that's one of the reasons why we're here tonight to talk about the scholarship, you know, to help you, to break that financial barrier so that, to open doors that would otherwise would not have allowed you to take part in this program. And this is courtesy of the partnership between, Motivalogic Academy, a leading, cloud DevOps bootcamp, and Cloud Consulting, a leading cloud consulting company both in Dublin. So that's our objective, and it's very simple. So what do you get with this scholarship? So you get a 3 month professional hands-on training across, obviously you're going to select which one of them you want, either DevOps, cybersecurity, data analytics, business analytics, and a host of others. We will also offer you a free certification, completely free, either in AWS, either associate or professional level, cybersecurity, and some of the certificates can worth up to $300. So, for example, if you take the AWS professional certification, that costs $300. You get that completely free. We're going to support you as you advance into your career. So things like working with you with your CV, for example, making sure your CV is professionally written, for example, your LinkedIn profile, interview prep, mock interview, and job placement support. And again, for others who want to go the freelance way, we work with you to set you up and guide you. And then you're going to be part of a very strong community. So we see ourselves as a community, not as a business. So we have, more than 500 active members of the community who are willing to support you. If you have issues, you have questions, they are willing to support you. So you have access to mentorship. So like I said, for example, personally, I'm going to talk about myself at the end, but I have about 20 years in the experience, for example, work for some of the world's largest organizations, before we started our own company. And we had even the company itself, we work with some of the largest companies, as customers, our customer. So a lot of our alumni, they are doing great stuff today. So these are all people that can mentor you and guide you and support you, when you start on this journey. And then obviously at the end, you're going to get a globally recognized diploma. And then even when you're on the job, even when you land your job, you are welcome to still come back. We still come to support you, as an African. And then we have an optional work placement opportunity. So that's completely optional, but for those who want to go that route, that is also available. Now, what we are offering is over 80% of the regular course fee. At the moment, the regular course fee is 2,500 euros. We are currently running a promotion for others, people, interested in the program, and that's bringing the price down to 1,500 euros. But specifically for Africans, we are giving, we are reducing the fee all the way down to $300. So just to make sure that, everybody, to create the opportunity for everyone to join the program. Like I said, even the AWS certification alone is already $300. So let's say you don't even get anything. Let's say you don't even get anything. This alone already is $300. On top of that, you get the 3 months training, you get the career support. So there's no more excuse, basically. Now, to be eligible, you must be an African, and at the time of the application, you must also be living. So if you're an African, you're in the UK studying, unfortunately, you don't qualify for this. So you must be African, and then you must be living in an African country at the time of this application to qualify. That's important. All right. And to apply, what we're looking for is to submit your CV and a statement of purpose. So why should we consider you for this application? Why do you think we should consider you for this application? Now, we need to receive that at the latest by Wednesday, the 23rd of July. Management is going to review it. They're going to ensure listed candidates will be contacted on Monday, the 20th of July. So please send your CV and your statement of purpose to support@motivalogic.com. So we're going to drop that email in the chat. So please copy it before we end the call so that you know where you're going to send the emails to. These are success stories. So these are just a few of some of the guys who has made incredible change in their lives. So these are just Africans because we don't want to bring, the Asians, and the Caucasians. So this is just only Africans, and these are just a few of them that can just fit into them. But these are guys who have made incredible change in their career. And by changing their career, they've also changed their lives. So we have over 500 students, globally. We started with just 10 students, 5 years ago, and today we have more than 500 students across 18 countries, across 5 continents. We launched our online course, and in less than 2 months, we already have 3,000 people who have enrolled. And we have more than 350 people who are currently working, including these guys who are working in leading organizations. So just quickly, Dr. Ben and then Dr. David. Again, because you might be here today, I might be wondering, okay, I don't have any IT background, but the guys, our alumni, we're going to talk to you about this. These are medical doctors, for example. We have nurses. Timilenzo we're talking to us comes from financial background, doing great stuff in IT. Peter is there tonight. Go talk about his experience as well. So these are just some of the guys, who are doing great stuff, in IT. They've changed their lives, and there's no reason why you can't as well. So what's the cost of waiting? Now, the obvious one is that you just go miss the train. So the tech industry is booming, like we said earlier on, and there's a huge demand for skilled professionals, and it's at all-time high. If you don't join the train now, just gonna miss the train and just gonna go. Now the next one is that the scholarship, it's not gonna be forever, so it's a limited time, offer. Again, the objective is to inspire, create the awareness, and break the financial barrier. So if you miss the opportunity, you come back in the future, you might unfortunately have to pay the full price. And look at it like as a loss of revenue, because taking the training will give you an opportunity to have a job. If you don't have that job, you're losing that revenue. So it's a loss of revenue. So how to get started? So obviously the first step is to enroll, in a tech course, right? So you don't want to go the traditional routes, you want to go, the special route of a boot camp, a tech course, hands-on work experience, But obviously the knowledge alone is not enough. A key part of that as well is that you need to gain real life experience, which again, very important. They join communities and finally, seek mentors that can support and guide you. And I'm super excited to introduce to you our Motivalogic Academy. So all the key requirements I mentioned here, we can offer them to you. That's what we offer to our alumni, and that's how they be able to make that successful career change. So we are a leading end-to-end tech bootcamp. So we call ourselves end-to-end because we offer to our students, everything they need to make a career success, even when they have no clue of what technology is all about. So, and we offer accredited online courses, in different fields. So DevOps, cloud, cybersecurity, Python programming, data analytics, business analytics, product owner, product management, loads of courses. So just to come back to us and let us know what's your interest. Now we'd like to know what your objective, what's ambition, what do you like to do? And then we can now guide you, on what path to take to achieve success. Our key differentiator is our work placement. This is what differentiates us from every other bootcamp, and this is what has delivered success to us continuously. We offer flexible payment options. So even though we are giving, over 80%, of the fee as scholarship, even the remaining, part of the payment, we can still work with you, and make it into the flexible payment just to make it easy for you, to join the program. We are partners to some of the world's leading bodies. So we are AWS partner. We are PeopleSat accredited to an organization. We are DevOps Institute registered partner, and then we are computer authorized partner. So we are partner with this, some of the world's leading accreditation body, and then we offer all these accredited courses. That's another reason, why, you should consider. Apart from our results, or even our partnership with these global, organizations, speaks volume about, what our credibility basically. All right. So before I call to the next step, quickly is to call on, our alumni to share their experience with us, and then we're going to open up for Q&A. But just quickly to talk about myself quickly. So my name is Akinola. I'm a cloud and DevOps consultant, and my specialty areas are in automation, it does technologies, AI and machine learning. So you can see how myself, I've, gradually, migrated my skill sets, into AI and machine learning, because you have to keep, improving. Otherwise, you just will be left behind. Like I said, I've worked in some of the world's largest organizations, from Fujitsu to Walmart to IBM, to Mastercard. At the moment, I'm leading an amazing team at Cloud Consulting, and I'm also the program director at Motivalogic Academy. I have about 20 years in the industry, and I have a very strong passion for not only sharing my knowledge, but supporting the African community. So at the moment, we are working with a group of African refugees in Ireland, because we believe strongly in our African community. We believe we need to work together to support ourselves. If we as Africans in Africa and in diaspora, if we can work together closely and support ourselves, sky is never the limit for us. We've seen other ethnicities do it, so we need to start to do it ourselves. And we believe that if we start to bring ourselves into this field, now, yeah, it's a lot easier for you to be successful when you are in technology, because you have very limited competition. So you are likely to get a job and succeed, because a lot of white people, they are not here, right? And this is a field, like I said, is an equalizer, right? It's a field where people will not going to be looking at you because of your color. They look at you because of your brain. So it's an opportunity for us now to get in that there's such a high demand. So that is just a short about myself. So I'm excited, to have you guys on the call tonight and to have shared this, few minutes about the opportunity in tech with you. And I hope, I've been able to inspire each and every one of you. So we're going to open up for Q&A, but before we open up for Q&A, I think we're going to go in, and start to talk to our alumni. These are really people who have made real change in their lives. And we're just going to bring them to just share their experience, briefly. So I don't know. So do we start with Peter or do we start with Tibulain? Hey guys, who wants to go first?
Good evening, everyone. I don't mind going first.
Okay, hi Timmy.
Good evening, sir. And good evening, everyone. Trust you do great today. Apologies. I'm in the car, doing a few run errands at the moment. But it is my pleasure to jump on this call and to contribute and to also welcome you to the team. Um, Everything Mr. Akinola has said since he started this recording has been nothing but the truth. I don't know if I introduced myself again. I'm Oluwatimile Adebolu, a Nigerian as well, and I relocated to Ireland about 7, 8 years ago. I have my background in accounting, and then I did my MBA when I got to Dublin. And also, I was fortunate to, be introduced to Motivalogic Academy. I started off with them on a DevOps program, and then I moved on to being or to join the product management program. And with guidance and mentorship from Mr. Akinola and Mr. Ojola as well, I was able to land a job with MasterCard as a senior product manager and as a consultant as well. And I've been fortunate to work with other companies in the aviation industry, accounting background in the accounting industry and stuff like that. But one thing that stands out well to me with Motivalogic is the support that you're going to be getting. You're never alone. And we have a great team where week in, week out, there are always success stories. People who come from non-IT background, who are medical doctors and who today, are full-fledged, secure, experts in their space, whether DevOps, whether cybersecurity, whether product management, like these guys are doing amazing things. And these guys are also earning the big earners, the massive earners. Like, we have folks who have three jobs and these jobs they're all in their hundred of thousands. So it's nothing short but the truth that if you come on board, you're going to be getting, the best of the best in class. Mr. Akiola and the rest of the team, we do wonderful things. And, with the help of Motivalogic, I was able to land MasterCard job, and that's like thousands of euros as well. And like the support you get is amazing. I can go on and, I can go on and on about what you're going to be getting when you join the team. For anybody who is looking to do great things, and this opportunity is wonderful as well. There are many that are looking for this opportunity that they don't have. You're paying 300, you're paying, less to nothing, for all you're going to be getting with Motivalogic. So I'm going to be encouraging anyone. Right now, I contribute, I give back. I take on, you know, taking on people, giving them, the technical know-how in product management. And, by the grace of God, with what I've gotten from Motivalogic, I've been able to help like 3 to 5 people get their product management, get into product management gig that they're doing great things as well. Like, these guys are six figures earners. They're earning their six figures, they're earning six figures. And if you convert that to Nigeria or wherever you are, that's big money. So for anybody that is considering, breaking into tech and what Mr. Kela said, is everything has been the truth. You know, we need to improve and increase the representation. African, like we're the smartest. They know us everywhere we go. So that we're smart. We come up with ideas. I think because of where we come from, we're born, great leaders. We can think on our feet. We think outside the box, and I'm happy that Mr. Akinola has taken on, the call, because this is a call. Some people are called to become pastors. Mr. Akinola is, Mr. Akinola and the rest of the team has been called to, lift lives and change stories, change people's stories. I have folks who started off in Nigeria and right now from the experience, the skill they have gained in Motivalogic, like companies like Google and the likes have brought them, abroad. I have a friend in Emeka, is in Portugal now, and it's all thanks to what Motivalogic has done. Myself as well. I'm a testimony of what Motivalogic has to offer. So to cut the long story short, anybody that is thinking or you're still considering, just jump on it, and I can assure you that in the next few months, few years, depending on how determined, and it's what you put into it that you're going to get back from it. Mr. Akinola always says that, and it's nothing but the truth. So if you're determined, if you're ready to change, your story and make more impact in this world, I will advise you to jump on board, and you will never regret it. So thank you for your time, and thank you, Mr. Akinola, for the opportunity. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Timothy. Thanks for the word of encouragement. Yeah, that was yeah. So yeah, it's so for us personally, we get the the passion to keep moving on when we see this kind of results that we see, right? So and that's what keeps us going. So thank you. One of the testimonies there. All right, so Peter, we're gonna call on you next. If you want to just quickly share your experience with the team.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Peter.
Yeah. So yeah, Peter, from Nigeria. I moved to Dublin a couple of years back, and I started off as an IT support, a tech support engineer. And basically, if you know tech support, we're just glorified customer care. We just pick calls and I just handle issues. So I wanted something more challenging, more where I could add value, where I could develop and again and something much more. So I spoke to one of my friend. She was from an accounting background and she was a alumni of Motivalogic, and so she's currently working in a very good financial company as a DevOps engineer. So she told me about joining the program. I joined a couple of years ago, but I had to leave. I left because I was like trying to get my visa sorted. So I joined back a couple of months back, and I started the program. It was quite challenging. You have to be committed to it, very, very committed. I didn't have any background on DevOps, even though I had an IT background. It's just basic, just how to fix laptops, how to fix computers. I'm not DevOps, not technical like that. So, and during my set too as well, I was the only one with IT background who was people from various background, doctors, nurses, healthcare, different background, and almost all of them have dropped down. If not like almost all of them, they do have DevOps drop down. So I started working on the live projects, had various mentors, and when I was about rounding up the program, they were helping me like preparing my CV, my LinkedIn page. I had a dedicated resource for like job interviews, preparing me for job interviews. I applied to a few jobs. I was getting better at attending interviews, and today now I'm a DevOps engineer in a mid to senior level role. And it's like when I got the job offer, I was so excited. Like I didn't expect this. I'm earning like almost times three of what I was earning as an IT support. That's crazy to be honest. When I imagine it, that's crazy. Yeah, everything Mr. Akiola said is true, but you have to be committed. Like you have to be committed. Don't give up. Don't relent. You have to have a growth mindset that you can do this. Like don't feel that, oh, you can't do this. Don't feel that you're not from an IT background. Don't feel that you don't understand laptops. You don't understand computers. No, like you have to have a growth mindset. You have to be dedicated. You have to be committed, trying to like strive to learn everything, like practice. Go once you're given a task, go back, practice, study, research, and all that. So yeah, I like it. Like Mr. Akwila is right. Like in my company, I'm the only African person there. I'm the only Nigerian there. So like we have like we're short in like employment. Like there are a lot of Indians, a lot of Asian people, a lot of Mexicans and all that, and white people in various high-end organizations, in various managerial positions, and we Africans were just like in the mid-level, low level. But this is a great opportunity for us to grow, for us to expand ourselves, for us to be recognized. And okay, yes, we can do this. We can. There's nothing difficult in being a manager. We can be in management position. We can affect decisions. Like we can do that too as well. So yeah, keep focused on the project and the program. Be committed. Have a good mindset, and yeah, just keep pushing through. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, thank you so much, Peter. Yeah, I mean, again, yeah. So yeah, it's still very unfortunate when we go out to see, why, our underrepresentation. It's really very sad. But again, what can we do? What we can do is for those of us who are there, to keep helping other people, create the awareness, let them know what we're doing, let them know the great stuff the good things they're enjoying. I mean, for example, look at you, 3 times the salary you are earning. Imagine changing jobs and not only doubling your salary, but 3 times. And that's what we see across the board. All right. So thanks again, Timilayi and Peter, for sharing your experiences. So I hope that's been a motivation for others as well. So now we are at the Q&A session, and we can now open up for Q&A. So if you have a question, so please feel free to unmute yourself, and then we can now answer a question.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so delighted to see Nigerians doing good things. It's very good opportunity for me to be here this evening. I really want to appreciate you all for this kind gesture. So, my name is Steven, and I am very much interested in learning one of the skills. I think I saw this advert online, and I just decided to join and to see the great things you're doing. But I just need to get some things clear. Um, the first one is the payment, the scholarship, like the remaining payment, which you pointed out that one can pay on installment or something like this, but was not clarified on what is required right now to be paid at first for someone to start, right? That is the first question. And the second one is getting in touch with you regarding the directions if someone doesn't really know which area to actually focus on. The
Stephen, if you're still speaking, we can't hear you anymore.
is to go. Thank you so much.
Yeah, now we can hear you now, Stephen, but we lost you there before.
Oh, you really cannot hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you. So we had the first part of the question, which is around the payments, but the second
Yeah.
question, I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Okay. I said the second question was based on the part of consultation regarding someone that doesn't really know whether he has to go for DevOps, cybersecurity, you know, data science or product ownership, right? So someone that actually needs to be clarified on which one he can do. Is it a paid consultation or he can be cleared based on the fact that he's part of this webinar? I need to know how we can proceed with that as well.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Obia, for those questions. So the first question is around the payments. So again, we want to make sure that we do all our very best to ensure that we make this affordable to as many people as possible. So after the scholarship, even the payment you are going to make, we're going to break it into installment. Now that installment, we're going to spread it across the entire duration of the program. So and please, so again, because of time, so that we don't take too much time today. So if you send that email, so I can see that the email is on the chat. So if you want to just copy it, support@motivalogic.com. So that's our support team. They're working really hard to ensure that emails are answered, maximum within 24 hours. So they're going to be able to explain to you, but we're going to spread the payments, for you for the entire duration of the program, just to make it easy for you. That's the first one. Now, the second one is that the consultation is absolutely free. We're not going to charge you for that. So we just want to understand what is your interest. What do you like to do? What do you like to do? Or what's your background? So for example, if you come from maybe finance background or management background, for example, we might say, okay, maybe you'll be well suited for product management, for example, like Timlane said there. So we will be able to advise you on, because all these roles are all marketable, they are all in high demand. So the consultation is completely free. So again, just send an email, to support, and one of our advisors will reach out to you, you know, we can communicate via email, and if it's required to set up a call, they'll set up a call with you, without you having to pay, anything.
Thank you so much for clarification.
You're welcome. Any other question?
Good evening, Mr. Kinola.
Good
Am I
evening.
audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you so much. My name is Sonny, and I'm speaking from Nigeria. Firstly, I would like to appreciate you for the foresight and your empathetic gestures towards Africans, because like you said, that tech has already taken over the future, and for anyone to actually become relevant, he also has to embrace a category of tech. So, what I want to ask, the question I want to ask now is, with regards to the tenure of the the program. So, we are basically going to have this program for 3 months. So, is there an official starting date? Because in my case at the moment, I wouldn't say I have such amount of fee to pay for the program. And also, to be sincere with you, the fee is quite reasonable and fair enough if we are to compare with the benefits accrued. So is there a starting date to the program, or it's just you start as you pay, in order for me not to miss this opportunity? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a very good question. And yeah, I'm going to, so before I answer that question, so just to remind us again, maybe for those people who joined late. So I mentioned at the beginning of the call that we have a gift for everyone who has joined. Now that gift is access to our learning management portal, our LMS. We're going to give everybody 30 days all access we don't have to pay anything. So 30 days, to try to some of these courses. Now, these are self-paced courses, you know, but what you are coming in for is not self-paced, it's live classes, which is so you have an instructor live, for every session. But sometimes it's good to have this self-paced, just to supplement what you are learning. So again, please wait until the very end, where we're going to walk you through the process for you to be able to, qualify. I mean, how to, to get enrolled for these courses. Now, back to your question. Yeah, so the next cohort, so we have 5 cohorts in a year, and the next cohort is actually starting on the 2nd of August. So that will be in about 2 weeks' time. Now, if that notice is too short, what we only require from you, because if you are here today, we still want you to, still follow through the process, sending your CV and your
Sorry,
statement of
sir, your line
purpose.
is breaking. We can't hear you.
Is that across? Is that for everybody?
No, that's not the
No,
case for
no,
me.
we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so that might be from you. I'm not sure who that is again. Okay, so all right. So yeah, so the next class is starting on the 2nd of August, which is about 2 weeks time. Now, after that, we have just one more cohort for the rest of the year, and I think that is happening in October. I'm going to just double check that. So, but irrespective of if you're able to join this cohort or not, so what I would advise you is, still put in the application for the scholarship, because we don't want to waste the opportunity, because we only have limited scholarships we can give. I want to give it to people who are really passionate about, making a change in their life, in their career. So put in the application, write, a convincing, purpose. And then if you qualify, what we can do is that we can lock that offer down for you. Maybe we say, for maybe 1 or 2 cohorts maximum. We're not going to wait forever, but at least you qualify for the scholarship, and the deadline for which you can enroll. Otherwise, we're going to take it away from you. Is that okay?
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. All right. Any other question for me or for any of the alumni? If you want to ask the alumni questions as well, they're on the call to answer you.
Hello, good evening. I have a question.
Yeah, hi Richie.
Yes. The question is concerning during the slide I saw a part where they said the scholarship was 88%, but earlier I saw in the ad or like the WhatsApp group said it was 82%. So I wanted you to clarify that, please.
Yeah, that's a great question. So at the time we started the promotion, so the marketing team, so I think originally it was targeted for Nigerian market originally, to be honest. So because we are Nigerian, so we're thinking of Nigeria first. But as we start to send it out somehow, we start to get interest from other African countries, and we feel that putting it at Naira, will not be fair. So we have to now start to look at making it into euro. So at the time we started, the conversion rates at that time, it was like 82%. As a matter of fact, now it's 88%. So the scholarship we are giving at the time we started the promotion, the conversion rate for euro to Naira was like 82%, 83%, thereabout. But as of today, because of the fluctuation of the Naira, the value of the scholarship is actually 88%. So that's why you see that fluctuation. That's why you see the fluctuation in the value of the percentage of the scholarship we're giving.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. But to avoid all confusion, we're just going to go around with the dollar rate. We just feel that if it's a local rate, you feel more personal to you. If the currency is your own what's it called, in your own local currency. And again, if it's 500,000, for example, let's say Nigeria 500,000, it doesn't matter if it's 2 months' time, you're still going to pay 500,000. If you say 300 euro, for example, today it could be like maybe, I don't know, maybe let's say maybe 450,000 naira. In 2 months down the line, it could be 600,000 naira. But unfortunately, because we have different interests from different countries, we have to use a standardized currency. Yeah, Mary, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, good evening. I didn't get what is happening here. I don't get at all. I heard you said about you talked about how to apply for the scholarships. I want to know how to go about the application. Is it via email or I don't know?
Okay, yes, I will. So can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, just 1 minute. I want to just go to the screen with here. So yeah, via email. So what we are looking for is we are looking for you to send us your CV and the statement of purpose. That's what I'm looking for. So, and if you can send that to us by Wednesday, the 23rd of July, that would be great because we have a lot of interest, and then we already have people who have already, because people have been reaching out to us and they've already been submitting this to us even before now. So we are going through all those CVs now and all those statements, to shortlist, those who we think are really. So what I'm looking for is passion, right? So the key, what will differentiate success from failure is passion and commitment. It's not about your background. So you can see these guys talking about, so it's not about your background. So
Yeah.
we're looking for that. We're looking for people who have the passion, and who are willing to commit and make a success. Because that's the whole thing. It's not because of money. That's what I'm looking for. We're looking for a success. So that's what I'm looking for. So if you want to send us, that by Wednesday the 23rd via email. Now that email is also in the chat. So if you want to copy that email from the chat, so you
Okay.
can send your CV to it. And by Monday the 28th of July, we're going to reach out to those that have shortlisted, to let them know what the decision is.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Any other question? All right. So if there are no more questions, so like I said, so we have our LMS, and we have a lot of, emerging technologies there as well. There are short courses that you can watch on the go. So whether you come on the program or you don't come on the program, again, as a way of giving back, to our communities, we are willing to offer that to you, completely, free. So if you want to drop your email address in the chat, you know, we can now enroll you on that program. So it could take a couple of days, but look out for your email. Make sure you look in the spam as well, just in case the enrollment goes into the spam. So, but remember, you have 30 days to use it. If you feel after 30 days you like it, you really want to you want to continue, they can at least subscribe. But at least for now, everybody gets 30 days free, completely free, no payment. But please drop your email address. We're going to give maybe 3-4 minutes or 5 minutes at the max, and then we're going to compile those lists and then enroll those lists. So your name and your email as well. We need those two informations. All right. So why people are dropping their names for the LMS? Are there any more questions?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, sir, please, I want to ask a question.
Yes.
Okay, sir, please, if we don't have like a CV, can we still like send anything? Like a student that does not like have a CV.
So if you don't have a CV, you can make one, right?
Okay.
Because you don't have to do it today. So you have until today is Sunday, so you have like 4 days, and the CV is not, so it's not really difficult to make, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So if you don't have a CV, just make one. I mean, even if you're not working, so it's not about the design, but what's your educational, background? What do you do now? Are you a student? Have you finished college? Yeah, just to see what you have done in terms of education. If you have worked before, what are you working as? If you have never worked, just those basic information.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Please, I wanted to ask. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes? Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay,
We
sir.
can hear you.
So I wanted to ask, right, this scholarship, does it come with job placement after the training? Does it come with automatic job offer after the training, or the company will help us to like secure a job?
Yes. So we're going to support you, and there are going to be two parts to it. So we're going to support you. So if you look at the here. So career support. So obviously, the first thing is that, you have to be successful in the program first, be successful, right? So understand what you have done, completely. So obviously, so one thing I didn't mention, and thanks the guys mentioned it, is that, it requires some commitment. So nothing good comes easy, right? So some commitment on your part, but it's something that you will never regret. If you put in the time, you're going to get the results. It's as simple as that. So, and when you look at the results, like look at Peter, getting 3 times the salary he's getting before. Or somebody from Nigeria, getting a paid job from Nigeria, a remote job from Nigeria. While his friends are still managing to do local jobs, he's getting paid in dollars. Good money. So these are the kind of results. And when you think about those kind of results, they will encourage you, and they will help you to stay committed and stay focused. Right. So once you are able to meet that first obligation of doing really well, obviously the next step will be to start working with you in the career stage, right? So things like, okay, your CV now, how do you actually write a compelling, strong professional CV, your LinkedIn profile, and then, like Peter said, we support you in terms of, okay, let's start to put you through, interview preparation, mock interviews, and then the job placement. So you have a dedicated resource, that support you in terms of, okay, these are the kind of jobs that we think we should be applying for. These jobs, matches your role. Apply for this job, apply for this job. If you get an interview, we look at the job spec of those interview, and we can even support you, in those customized, job specification, in those CVs. So that's one route. Now, the other route is we can start to work with you even in freelancing. So freelancing, because so that's another way you can make money. So when I mentioned that, I'm not sure if you guys caught that, where you can do your own gig, for example. So you can start to, there are global platforms where you can advertise yourself. People advertise jobs there. You can pick up those jobs, and for somebody who doesn't want to have a paid job, you can take this kind of role, charge the customer, get paid as well. And people are making a lot of money from that as well. So we can work with you and support you in that way as well. And if you think you want to combine both as well, have your full-time job and also, freelancing, yeah, so those routes are there to support you. So we're not going to give you automatic employment, no. We're going to support you, to land those dream jobs.
Yeah, please, one more question, please. I have one
Yes.
question more.
Yes.
Okay, please, I wanted to confirm because some of us are already working. Would like to know a kind of the one-on-one class, like the online class, which is not pre-recorded. What is the estimated time, at what days, and how is the schedule of the
Yeah.
classes, so I can
Yeah,
know
great.
if it's what I can plan myself better.
Yeah, that's a good question. So depending on the course you are going for, so most of the courses are usually on Saturdays. So the main courses are on Saturdays, and usually about 1 a.m. Nigerian time. So depending on the course you go for, so some courses are 3 hours, some courses are 4 hours, some courses are 5 hours, but they will all start around 1 p.m. in the afternoon, 1 p.m. So on Saturdays. Now there
So
are some
once a week, right?
once a week, yeah, once a week, Saturdays. Now there are some optional classes that are not included, but you might feel that okay, what, I don't want to get on these courses. Now that will not be part of the fundamental classes. That will be optional. We might think, okay, what, for example, like Python. Okay, I think if I had Python to this, that would be great for me. So those ones that's on Sunday, for example. But that's completely outside of the one we're talking about. But usually the classes are on Saturdays once a week, and then for 3 months. Now again, like I said earlier on, there's an optional work placement that I can also opt for. Now that is on the day, that happens every day, but that's completely optional. So that happens every day. But again, we understand that people are working. So even though it's every day, it's in the evenings between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. We meet every day between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. But again, that is also again optional and outside of this. But again, if people are interested in that, they can reach out to support, for more information on how that works.
Okay, sir, I didn't get the scholarship. How many percent of the tuition?
So the percentage, so again, because of the dollar, exchange rates. So again, somebody was asking that question earlier on, but look at it like something like over 80%. So because it varies between 82, at the moment, as of today, is 88%. And if you look at this, yeah, here, can you see my screen?
Yes, please.
So the regular fee for what the course you are doing is 2,500.
Yes.
Now we have a course starting in 2 weeks' time. We are running a limited promo, which is allowing other people to pay 1,500. So some people are paying 1,500 now to get on the same course. But for people who are in Africa, they are going to pay 300 euros.
Oh,
And if you take and if you take 300 euros over 250, if you find the percentage, that will come down to something around 88%. Now, the reason why we say 80 before, again, was because we are looking at the exchange rate. So, 1 month ago when we were doing this, the euro Nigeria rate wasn't the same. So that was why there was a fluctuation. But don't worry too much about, the percentage. So think more about, okay, now we're going to be paying 300, against, 1,500 other people are paying. So it's less than, you can imagine that. So yeah, so again, that's why we don't want you guys to miss this. So the people you are going to be in the class with, they're going to be paying 1,500 unless they're in Africa. and unless they're taking the scholarship, otherwise they'll be paying 1,500. So if other people are paying 1,500, you are paying 300 for it, it's a very, very big opportunity that you should not miss.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys had me. So I've not seen any email or any name on the call on the chat. So if you want, so like I said, if you want the LMS, that's the way we can enroll you on the LMS, and that's the reason why we are waiting on the call. Just to give you a chance to get that done. But if there are more questions, we are happy to take that actually. So yeah, if there are more questions.
Yeah, basically, we already dropped most of our emails on the chat, right?
Oh, you did? Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, sorry, I didn't see.
So, however, I would like to know, I'm seeing pounds while actually we have an account. So how do we compensate for this? Are we
Sorry,
paying in pounds? Are we paying in naira?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I said I'm seeing the money in pounds, right?
Yeah.
But we have Nigerian naira account. So are we paying in pounds or are we paying in Nigerian naira?
Yeah, so I think that is one thing we have to work with again, because it's going to cause some confusion, right? Because this naira will keep fluctuating, So maybe we'll find out from different countries. So once we get your CV and your statement of purpose, and once we determine that you qualify for the scholarship, we're going to locate where you are, and then we're going to do the conversion, in your local currency, and then so we have partners in most of these countries that we can take the payment from them. So for Nigeria, for example, we have partners in Nigeria that you can pay directly to, and therefore people in Ghana or for people in South Africa, for example. So most of the South African countries, we have partners that we can work with, so that you can make the payment in your local currency and avoid having to go through the exchange rates, foreign exchange issues. Okay, so is that clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear. Thank you. We will hope to hear from you on that, guys.
Okay, great. And if there's any question that you are able to ask now, or maybe you want to ask a question later on, yeah, please, like I said, we have a great support team. Please reach out, and if you feel like, you know what, I'd like to talk to somebody who has known the program again, absolutely, we are here to support you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about you. It's all about you. So yeah, so think about it, and then make the best decision for yourself. So we are investing in you, yeah, so the time for you to also invest as well in yourself. All right, so with that being said, if there are no more questions, I think we can end the call. So I'll just confirm from the team that we have all the emails. Okay, great, we have all the emails. All right, yeah. So yeah, the support email is there as well. So copy that, and if you have any question, you can reach out to us, later on. So and yeah, so we're going to be reaching out. You're going to be hearing from us by Monday, the 28th, unless you send us an email for something different. All right, so thank you so much, everyone, for joining once again. I hope it's been a very informative session, and I hope that yes, I've been able to, inspire you. So I hope to hear from you. And with that being said, thank you once again. And I'll say big thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.